Hey everybody, and welcome to Alan's Bonsai. So today I want to talk about two Ilex Shillings. One's here and one's hiding down here. And once I'm done talking about this guy, I will bring the other guy up and put him on top of the cinder block. He's on a cinder block. Now Ilex Shillings is a male sport of the Ilex vomitoria. Makes great bonsai because it makes a really nice buttress trunk really quickly. Now this tree here has one main flaw though, and that is that this part of the trunk right here is way too thin in comparison to the lower trunk. Which is why, if you notice, I'm letting the top part just grow crazy. And I've restricted the growth on these lower limbs. Now these lower limbs will probably be part of the design, but a lot of this top will all be cut off. But I want this section right here to thicken to be at least half the size, half the thickness of this guy. So that's going to take a while. And it's in a bonsai pot, and by rights, if I really wanted to speed the process up, I would take it out of the pot and put it into a larger training pot, still restricting the growth on these guys, but allow the top to just really go crazy. And then of course, it'll be just a matter of chopping parts of the top off that I don't want, choosing my limbs. Actually, it's got a few little flowers, even though it's a male. These are the male flowers. It doesn't produce berries. So right now I'm not going to take it out of the bonsai pot. I'm just going to leave it. So it's really just a matter of having it grow out to get the thickness of the trunk that I want, and then begin to style the top. Okay, so we're going to take this guy, and we're going to bring this guy up here, or down here, up here. And there's a little bit of hail damage. I had a hailstorm about a month ago, and it really, there's another little bit of hail damage. Now these guys were both landscape plants that I just bought as 3-gallon landscape plants from a garden center. And this tree has some really nice movement in the trunk. It also has a very nasty scar in front. And typically you don't want to have the scar in front like that, but I thought it would make a kind of an interesting visual. It can also heal, although sometimes if they don't heal all the way, then in Japanese it's called uro. U-R-O. This tree's got some nice motion, but you'll notice that this branch here is thinner than this branch here, and typically in your design you want your lowest main branch, which is going to be this guy, to be thicker than the second main branch. So where were we before we got so rudely interrupted? Sorry, the battery died. I need better equipment, so please, if you could become a patron, that would be fantastic. I also have a PayPal account if you want to do a one-time donation. Anyway, where was I? We're going to promote this branch here because it's thinner than this branch right here. We're going to chop this guy away. So this branch here I'm going to take off all the growth that's going up. And we also don't need this one way down low. And then these guys here that are right at the crook of the branch, I'm going to take them out too, because they're going to form a big knob there, which would not be good. But the rest of this, I'm going to let it grow to thicken this branch to be thicker than the second branch. And the rest of the tree has decent form, decent motion. So for now, I'm not going to do much else with it. Maybe just cut some of the top growth here, because this tree isn't going to be much taller than it is now. So I'm going to keep it compact. You can see with the motion through here, and then right here there's a certain amount of what they call stovepipe, where it's the same thickness here as it is up here. So I may cut it to right there and use this as the new leader. But for now we can leave that. So that's pretty much it for this tree. And I think I'm going to cut some of this lower stuff off here too. A lot of bonsai is growing and then cutting off, and growing and then cutting off, and growing and then cutting off. Because the tree is going to respond with growth that may not necessarily be where you want it for your design. So you just take that off and continue promoting the things that you do want. So that's that for these two shillings. So if you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video.